Well, hello there. It is me again. And I just wanted to talk about positivity and illness. As you all know, I have sarcoidosis and I've had it for over 31 years. Yes, I'll always reiterate that because it is amazing that I have lived this long. Sarcoidosis is uncurable, but it is manageable. And I think it is more manageable if we are positive about it. Yes, I have my up days and I really have a lot of down days. But you know what? I keep pushing. And I keep pushing because I keep as much as a positive attitude as I possibly can. And you want to know how I do that? I do that by having hobbies, by finding things to do. One of my hobbies, and I think I mentioned this once before, is writing poetry. I've been writing poetry since the early 80s, but in fact, I believe right before then, probably in middle school, when I wrote a book about Halloween, a little, just a writing group project we did for class. And I had a teacher who wanted me to go to a young readers group, but I got scared about it and never did anything about it. But I continued to write off and on. And my first poetry piece was called The Child. I'll never ever forget it. I still have that piece that I wrote. And one year I submitted it to a poetry company and it got placed into an anthology, actually. And that may help me to keep writing. But now a lot of my poetry now is written around my illness itself, um, and around love, the lack thereof. But nonetheless, a lot of it is real beautiful. And from time to time, I'll share some of those pieces on my channel. Another thing is I do gardening. As you can see, if you look on my playlist called Glimpses of Me, you'll see some of my gardening videos that depicts some of my gardening vegetables or the plants that I have in my home. You'll see a bunch of those kinds of videos. Those are some of my hobbies. Also, you'll hear me talk about in here my advocacy work. Yes, my illness, or anybody's illness for that fact, may have a way of turning your life around. And yes, sarcoidosis has turned my life around. I am doing things that I never, ever thought I could do a day in my life, and that's advocacy. In 2016, I took a class when I was studying for master's, and I took a public writing class or a public event class, and we had to put on an actual public event. We had to research what we wanted to do, and I did that. So I decided to start a support group, and I did that as well. We had to invite anybody we wanted to invite, so I invited the mayor, which he never showed up. But I did that. I had to get a proclamation. I had to find a venue place. There were a lot of details, but that's how I found the Foundation for Sarcoidosis Research. That's where I started my advocacy work. I'll never forget it. And for 2 years, they followed. I would use them as a resource because when I was first diagnosed, which was in 1994, there weren't any resources available. But as years had gone by, resources have started to become available. But in 2018, yes, that long ago, between 1994 and 2018, I really didn't know that there were any resources, but I started to hear them about resources in the early 2000s. But in 2018 is when I got a call to become an advocate for the state of Indiana. And you talking about somebody who was thrilled to death. I took that offer. But I had to be ready within 2 days to travel to Maryland. Never been to Maryland, and I got to Maryland, and let me tell you what, I had never been so happier a day in my life to meet so many people who were just like me. Oh, it was like a coming home, like a new beginning to my whole entire existence. There were so many people there who were there for the same reason, advocacy work. We all had sarcoidosis, and I finally had people I can just talk to, I can just mingle with. It was it was the experience of a lifetime. Yes, yes, and double yes, triple yes, quadruple yes. And I have been going strong ever since then. So today, for that organization, I am a patient navigator. I did a lot of different types of volunteer work for them. I sat on a community advisory board for them. I have done some lighting of the city purple. One time I was laid up in a hospital for almost a month, but I got that. I did that 1 year right here locally. It was just some amazing work. But my best thing that I'm doing for them now is the patient navigator work. I love it, love it, love it. And that is where when a person is newly diagnosed with sarcoidosis, you're assigned a patient, and you work with them for 4 weeks, helping them to navigate the system and helping them to find doctors and giving them resources. I love that because I was not given any resources when I was diagnosed at the beginning, which was over 30 years ago. That's why I love doing what I'm doing now. Now, the other organization that I do volunteer work for is ANCAN. What I do for them, I love that as well. I am a moderator for their sarcoidosis support group. I also am a moderator for the writing group. I had that writing group up. And then I have someone who helps me out with that writing group. And it's called ancan.org. I'll put those in the description. Also, I also have my book. And I know I've mentioned some of these before, but you'll hear me mention these organizations in many of my talks because it's important that I do mention them because they're important to me. And it may be important to somebody else because this may be the only video that they watch. They may miss all the other videos and they may just want this information. This may just be the only information that they want. So I talk about that. One of the other things that can bring positivity is self-care. Um, One of the things I do for self-care, and I'm going to tell you right now, if my body says go take a nap, you better believe I'm in my bed. I'm taking that nap because your body talks to you. Yes, your body talks. If it says it just wants to lay down and rest, get a rest. Go rest. Like my body, I also have fibromyalgia. My body has been talking to me here in the last 4 weeks or so. But my masseuse, I do have a masseuse. I've been following her since she started college, and now she's fully trained. She comes to my home and she gives me massages. I save up money in order to get those massages at least once a week. That is another form of self-care for me. I love it. Yes, and she comes, she brings her table, and I have my private massage here in my home. Um, I won't go through my insurance or anything like that because insurance doesn't pay for those kinds of things. They may pay for some, but the kind of massage I need, um, most times insurance don't pay for it. So I get what I need, and she is absolutely, and I trust her. She is absolutely wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Another thing that will help with positivity is some people will need to seek counseling for their mental health. I tried that, but counseling doesn't work for me. Um, I, you know, my because in counseling for me, they always say the same thing, and I do the things that they say. I do those anyway. So counseling doesn't work for me. They always say find a hobby, do something that you like. But other people need it for other reasons. Um, so yeah, seek some counseling services. Other people need spirituality. That's on a different level. Um, Seek spirituality. If that's what you need, that's to help with your positivity. Seek it out. Go for it. Do what you need to do for yourself. Um, I do believe in a higher power. I'm not a big churchgoer, but I do believe in prayer, and I do believe in a higher power. And I also believe that all things are possible. And here lately, I have been in a lot of struggles with my own health. And so I've been having to take things easy and have been looking at myself as a whole and where I am standing in my life. And so I have been learning to be even more positive here lately because my health is struggling. And it's been struggling for the last, actually more or less for the last 6 months. And believe it or not, I've been actually putting some of my affairs in order because several of my friends have passed away in the last 2 months of this dreadful disease called sarcoidosis. And it has made me think and made me pause to enjoy life a little more. So to be positive, get out there, enjoy life, make sure you have all your affairs in order, take care of your business, but still enjoy a full life as much as you possibly can. Seek the things that you need in your daily life. Um, Self-care, if you want to advocate, do that. If you want to um, self-care, make sure you pay attention to your doctors as well, because going to the doctor is also a part of self-caring. Stay away from a lot of stress, because that can raise your blood pressure. It also can do wear and tear on your body. Um, but be very mindful of what it is that you're doing. And there are days when you just are not going to want to do anything. I just want you to know it's okay. If you don't feel like doing anything, it is okay not to. Believe it or not, sometimes that is the best way to self-care, and that is to do nothing. I have many days like that where I just do nothing, because what it is doing is relaxing your mind, your body, and your soul. And what you are doing is you are saying, "Woosa, woosa." You're releasing. Another thing is a lot of people exercise. That's self-care. That's being positive, because that releases endorphins. And laugh. Ooh, child, I laugh a lot. My kids will tell you I'm a big laugher. I'm a howler. I howl a lot. I'm probably the loudest person in the world. Nah, there's probably people louder than me though. But I'm a loud mouth. Yep. My family will tell you that. Yeah, she's loud, and she laughs loud too. But yeah, have fun with life. Keep moving, keep pushing, keep going, and just stay positive. It's hard to be positive in illness, but it can be done. Just release it. Let it go. Just let it go. Because basically there's nothing we can do about it. Nothing. Just let it go. Just let it go. Anyway, until the next video, have a great day. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.